Rare Radar viewers. Today we are here with Trenton Lavell. We're doing an interview on kind of his brand. Let's kind of get to know him. This is my first live interview for our blog posts, but I'm really excited about it to get to know some of our up and coming clothing designers, photographers, all that. Like I'm so excited. I'm ecstatic. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Trenton, and your clothing brand, and let's just get to know you.
Yeah, so nice to meet you. And very excited to be a part of the Radar family. Like I was introduced, my name is Trenton Lavell. I am 24, but I'll actually be turning 25 in 3 days. Right? Thank you. I'm based out of Atlanta, Georgia. I'm a self-taught photographer, self-taught designer, self-taught slash I did have some tutelage, you feel me, through some of my peers as a stylist. With that being said, I've been designing since the very end of 2019. I've been styling for about, I would say roughly about 8 months, going on maybe like 9 months. And yeah, being a creative and just expressing myself and, in different fields was not something that like I like kind of planned. I was like I kind of said before, I was originally a photographer before I did any type of designing and styling. I had a passion for shoes as a kid that was always there. But yeah, photography was what kind of like took me a hold when I was like 18. Pursued that for a long time, and then really, you kind of have like that that deep calling in your heart for something, and then like the environment and everything kind of puts it in your face like you need to be doing this. So yeah, that was me picking up the sewing machine, and like fully divulging myself into that craft. As a kid, I was always interested in fashion, but like I never wanted to make hoodies and like graphic tees, you feel me? I don't know why. I used to like print out shirts, like little template shirts, and like try to like draw. I think that was a big piece was because I could never really draw. I'm not really a drawer. But yeah, photography kind of put me in that realm. And then, like I said, me being a fashion photographer, and like editorial photographer kind of started putting me in different places where I'm meeting different stylists. And I was never really a photographer that wanted to work with like celebrities. I was always somebody who wanted to focus on the art and the craft, but a big part of, creating my aesthetic of my vision was pulling wardrobe. You feel me? So yeah, that kind of put me in the world of styling in the very first end. And yeah, once I started designing, stylists started pulling me. A lot of stylists that I already had connections with and new stylists that I eventually met. And then yeah, me being a designer and me being a stylist started kind of merging together. And yeah, um, it's been going really good.
So I have to ask, how did the opportunity to work with Fabio and be his designer for the award show and also work with Young Thug, how did that fall into your lap? Like how did that come to you?
All right. So I gotta start the timeline with Young Thug for it to
Hmm.
really flow, because Young Thug's my connection with Young Thug, stylist and team and everything, is what got me the Grammy play. Or at least played a part in it for sure. So with that being said, so Young Thug. So I have friends that are stylists. Some of my friends that are stylists work with the YSL group. Okay. So because they work with YSL pretty heavy, I had gotten a call for a gig with Lil Key one time that was in the works but fell through, right? And then another call for Bankroll Freddy, which was in the works but fell through. All these things falling through, not on like any bad reasons, but like just last minute things. Fashion is very last minute. Everything is very last minute. Okay, so with that being
I'm
said,
sorry, not to interrupt you, but that would drive me crazy. I'm a
no,
Virgo and I like things to be planned. I want them to be boom, boom, boom.
no,
So you are a soldier. I mean, maybe it's better for you, but I'm not a spontaneous
no.
type person. Like I like it to be planned. So that's super crazy that they're not, because it seems so planned. It seems
No,
so planned.
you would think so, but that's where it's kind of a balance of one, sleepless nights, and two, having pieces already ready. You
Right.
get what I'm saying? So that like if you get a call, you have the option to say, okay, I have this already made, but if you need something else, even though I have 5 days to make it, or 3 days, or for the Grammys only have 15 days, which we'll get into later. You feel me? Um, Things like that. You know, you just have to be willing to sacrifice. No, facts. And that's why you probably see some bags under my eyes. Real talk.
Stay ready so you don't gotta get ready. I love it. I mean, shoot,
Yeah.
stay on your toes. I like that. I do.
So
And
yeah, so Young Thug. So boom. So what was crazy was I already had the Young Thug Giuseppe piece already made before I'd even got the call for the opportunity. It was really divine. And I still look at it as like the super like divine. You feel me? So boom. So because I already been getting calls for like Lil Kid and Bankroll Freddie, I was like, okay, cool. Because this my stylist partner, her name is Charlie. Gotta shout her out, Maya, Charlie Chuck, my girl. So because she was already working with YSL people, I decided, okay, cool. YSL loves pink. So cool. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna source some pink fabric. You feel me? Just to have something in case. He was having like this whole time when it was pink and it was animal print because for his birthday he was doing animal print. You feel me? Leopard and all that stuff. Okay, cool. So I went to the store. I found a fabric. I actually wasn't gonna get the pink fabric at first. I actually left the store and was like, I bought a black version of that same fabric. Left the store, got in the car with my friend because my car was in the shop, and I was like, should I go back in and get that pink fabric? She was like, yeah, go get it. Just forget it. Go get it. So I go back, I grab it. I get home and I got them both laid out, and I was like, let me make the pink one first. You feel me? Like, screw it. So I make it. I get the call for this. So here's the word of styling and how I've gotten where I've gotten is stylist, no stylist, slash watch other stylists, slash, you get what I'm saying? Slash like an Instagram post with a tag goes a long way just because like somebody else that might be a stylist, manager, whatever, might see that and
right,
reach out to you, not necessarily always the artists themselves,
right,
right? Okay, cool. So I previously did some work with Duke Deuce, okay, artist with QC, right? This work with Duke Deuce, made some clothes for him. Because I made clothes for him, his stylist knew Young Thug stylist. Okay. So Young Thug stylist at the time, I think she's still based out of California, right? Or just and she's back and forth from LA and Atlanta. And boom. So I get a call like, yo, I got a major play. This is from Duke Deuce stylist or one of his stylists, right? So boom, that's Young Thug stylist. I can't think of her name right now. I wish I could give her credit right now. But Young Thug stylist Ayana, she ends up calling me. I'm actually like, I can't remember where I was. No, I was at the house. So yeah, she calls me and she's like, yo, I got to get for Young Thug Giuseppe campaign. Just a brief little synopsis. What you got? You get what I'm saying? So boom, I'm at the crib. I throw on FaceTime. I show her my little rack. You feel me? All my stuff that I already had made. And she was like, oh, I like this. I like this. I like this. But when she saw the pink piece, she was like, that's the one. That's the one.
I bet you were so glad that your friend told you to go back and get that fabric. I hope you don't forget that friend when you get up there or when you get up there. Don't forget that
That's
friend.
my business partner. Me and her name is Sunray. Me and her locked in for sure.
I love
Yeah,
that.
yeah, she definitely was like, yeah, that's the one. So moral of it is I ended up bringing that piece and bringing a few of my other pieces that I had created as well. So it was a situation like I didn't have to make anything. You feel me? This situation where I already had it made. I pulled up with that piece and a few other pieces to add to the pieces that the stylist had already pulled. And yeah, I was there to experience the whole thing. You feel me? To pull up on set. I brought my sewing machine as well, and I was on set as a uh, tailor. If anything needed to be tailored, whether if I made it, if my piece needed to be tailored, if anybody else's pieces needed to be tailored, I was there on set. And yeah, um, I got to experience the whole set life for that day, and it was really cool. You feel me? To like sit back and see your work, being displayed. So yeah, that was my
Oh my
first. I would say
God.
my first major gig. You feel me?
That's great. No, that's actually amazing. No, and that stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Like just having it on hand and having your ideas always flowing. Like how do you, as a creator, how do you work through creative slumps? Because you do have to stay ready. I mean, that's a
Right.
big part of it. So how do you work through those like creative slumps, creative blocks? Like how do you gain inspiration again?
Um, I say so. Like a big piece of me is going into the fabric store, even if I don't have an idea, and just like walking around. You feel me? Like thoroughly. Like I'll just put music on, you know, and I'll just walk around the fabric store and just like see if someone speaks to me. Sometimes nothing speaks to me, and I just made an empty trip to the fabric store, or I just grabbed zippers or something. You get what I'm saying? But like, you know, there's certain situations where like I'm in different moods, I'm in different, you know, mind spaces where I try to put myself in the environment to allow myself to get new ideas instead of like sitting in the house if the house is my creative slump. You get what I'm saying? Or like I'm very big on like I gotta touch things. I gotta like, you know, I gotta go different places or like get out the house, go for I'm not gonna say like go for a walk, but like maybe like get in my car and go to a gallery or something. You get what I'm saying? Like just things, or I ain't gonna cap, or like get on YouTube. You feel me? And like I'll do research on like the history of Margiela, the history of Rick Owens. You get what I'm saying? I would like research their stories. You get what I'm saying? And a lot of things from like, you know, it's a certain thing like Kobe Bryant had a thing where it's like he said, "Study the greats." He it was much deeper than that, but I never forget that he was like, "Study the greats," and you know, I'm sure Kobe studied Michael Jordan. You feel me?
Right.
So it's like little things like that where like I try to find inspiration from like my environment, but then also inspiration from like people who've done this before. You get what I'm saying? And like learn from their mistakes, learn from their lessons, take things and re-evolutionize it. You get what I'm saying? Add my own perspective behind it. So yeah, that would kind of be how I'll kind of say I handle a lot of my slumps is like not sitting still. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? Just finding something else to, you know, digest. Yeah.
Yeah. Using all five senses, really getting out there. You're
Right.
touching everything. You're
Right.
feeling it. You're listening to music. I like that. And I honestly, and as a blog writer, writer in any type of sense, um, learning from those like my head writer Asia and the
Right.
person who put me on Jessica, learning from their blog posts, looking at what they've been doing since the beginning, hearing their stories, like it keeps you fluid, keeps you moving. So that's definitely a good point there. Um, in your opinion, what are the most important qualities to possess as a creator of any sort, not just a designer, but any type of creator?
Hustle is for sure first. Some people are born with hustle. I mean, some people can develop hustle, but like it's like the hunger and the
Yeah.
hustle that like I feel like a lot of people that are like greats are like born with it. You get what I'm saying? Like there might be something that like developed it or whatever, but like there was always like a hunger in them, whether it be for more or to find. You get what I'm saying? To find what was, let's say, missing, or you get what I'm saying? Whatever. You feel me? It was just something in them that just wanted greater. You feel me? I feel like that's something that like everybody doesn't have, you know. And sometimes, you know, that's not a bad thing. Some people, you know, want just the consistent. You feel me? Cool. Some people want to evolve. Some people want to go. You feel me? So everybody's life is different, but I feel like the hunger is what's gonna keep you up at night. The hunger is what's gonna you feel me, like push you to do more. You know, the hunger is what's going to, you know, once you get to this level, it's gonna be like, nah, that's not enough. You get what I'm saying? It's gonna always further your development, you know. So I say that's number one. And then being able to learn from lessons, like being able to fail happily. You feel me? Like it's a beauty in failure. You feel me? Because at the end of the day, it's like one, I'd be looking like, you know, I'm 24, about to be 25, but I'm still really young. You feel me? And I'm like, all right, cool. If I can learn a mistake now, then like when I'm whatever, a year from now, 6 months from now, I won't make that same mistake again. You feel me? So it's like the lesson, I mean, the failure is a lesson. You feel me? So it's like it's just having a different perspective around your defeats so that your defeats aren't actually defeats. You feel me? They're actually like this is a stepping stone, you know? So like, yeah, I feel like this perspective, having an open perspective of like it's a marathon.
Yeah, no, you got to keep going for sure. I even in my life, I've had to turn what looks like the glass half empty, glass half full. It sounds very
Right.
cliche, but of course, just flipping the situation to the positive can
Yeah.
go a long way than just looking
Yeah.
at it and on that negative perspective. So that's definitely something good for all of our creators out here to just not get deterred by
Right.
anything, honestly. And let's see. This is kind of fun. How do you stay current with your fashion trends? Like what is something that you do just to keep up with what's going, because things are just changing. Everything, I mean, fashion trends change from a year ago today. Like some things are timeless, of course, like some things just never go out of style. They'll always come back and forth, but over the years things change. How do you stay current with those?
Okay, so it's a multitude of different things. Part of me is like, all right, so yeah, I gotta answer this weirdly. So part of it is like I don't change. I know this kind of sounds cliche too, but like part of it is like I have certain elements of me that like I have a rule to myself to an extent. It's not always this black and white, but it is like if I can't see myself or my peers wearing it, it's like I don't feel comfortable making it. You get
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Now, like I said, it's not as black and white as that because like I don't wear vest all the time, but I wear, you get what I'm saying? But I make them. You get what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
like it's certain things where it's like not always that cut and dry, but it's like it's certain levels of things that like I have to be true to my identity as a designer because like I don't want to get lost in the fades, in the fads, in the things that are going to be here today, gone tomorrow. You get what I'm saying? Or
Hmm.
here for a year, gone next year. Because at the end of the day, like in longevity of things, like there's certain things when it comes to my branding where like I want you to know that's Trenton Lavell made that. You feel me? Or Lavell, that's Lavell design. So part of that is like I said, I don't change with certain elements of my creativity. Now the double entendre with that is there are certain things that like I understand the power of influence, that the influence of the influencer. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
say for example, one trend that I'm seeing right now is Lil Uzi Vert of all people, and many different artists doing this, but Lil Uzi of all people is strongly bringing back baggy jeans, baggy,
Yeah.
like not
Big
just like
soldier
baggy, I'm
boy.
talking like early Y2K, like
Yeah.
2000s baggy jeans. I know that because of Uzi's cult following and how he is going to influence other people, just like how ASAP Rocky influences certain people, Tyler Creator influences certain people. These artists have certain pockets of people. Now you have the influence of the artist, but then you also have like the influences of the designer, like Rick Owens. You get what I'm saying? He just released a collection. You feel me? So I know there are certain things that from his collection, like for example, the GeoBasket boot,
Yeah.
right? This is a boot that is forever iconic. You feel me? However, there are certain things from his new collection, you feel me, that are a little bit out of the norm. You get what I'm saying? Even though it is all black, you feel me? It's still his typical. So there are certain things that like I'm looking at from Rick Owens, and there are certain things from the actual designer's perspective of Rick Owens, Prada, Gucci, Chrome Hearts, and etc. What how they're molding themselves, and there are certain things that I'm looking at from the influencers aspect. You feel me? From these artists and rappers because they're the ones who are yelling Rick Owens in the microphone and causing Rick Owens to not. They're not making Rick Owens, but they're definitely adding a surge. You feel me? By
Yeah.
creating a demographic of young, white, black, Asian, whatever, you feel me, to save up their money and spend $1,000 on shoes. You
Yeah.
feel me? Um, so with that being said, with me understanding that I'm 24, you feel me, and that I know I'm still developing, but I know my demographic, you feel me, and who I'm trying to market to and target, it's, influencing those people that are influencing them, you feel me? And then also it's creating the trends, you feel me, so that they will also follow, you feel me? And if I can merge both of those together of creating the trends and influencing the influencers, I feel like I'll have, a great way, but then also stand true to my identity as well. So that, like I said, my designs, whether it be 2022 or 2053, whatever.
Yeah. That'll keep you timeless for sure. Like creating those trends, like some certain trends from the Y2K are coming back
Right.
now. You said the
It's like
baggy jeans. We're seeing a lot of those I can't describe the sunglasses, but the Y2K style sunglasses are coming back, the hairstyles, all of it's coming back. So some things just stay timeless, and like you said, creating those trends will keep them flowing.
right.
What are your favorite fashion trends, present and past?
Okay, present. I ain't gonna cap. So when I was young, I was in high school, and I got some jeans off of ASOS years ago, like let's say like 2012, 2013, right? And they were stacked. Like they were super skinny, and they weren't stacked, because now when we consider stacked, we consider like really ruffled, like really stacked. But they were longer than usual. They were extended. You get what I'm saying? And I
Mhm.
love those pants. This is before I was sewing. I love those pants. I just love how like they were. I'm naturally skinny, so like I just love how they were like it just fit on me and how they just crumpled. But then stacked jeans became like a wave. You feel
Yeah.
me? And honestly, like I said, a big part of my, especially so the first thing that I started designing was pants. And a big reason for that was because I was working in a shoe store. You feel me? I worked at a shoe store in Atlanta, a little 5 points called Heat ATL. I worked there for 2 years, right? And one thing that I noticed was there were people that would come in there and ask for pants because it's a shoe store. You feel me? And one thing about me personally is that, pants are very big when like every pair of pants can't go with every pair of shoes. You
Mm-mm.
feel me? Low tops fit different with stacked jeans. Like I don't really like wearing stacked jeans with low top shoes. I prefer them with high tops. So it's like little stuff like that. You feel me? When it comes to like, shorts look better with low tops in many occasions. You feel me? So little things like that like, okay, it helped me not just look at it from a consumer perspective from me, but because I was working in the shoe store, I was getting a consumer's perspective of customers coming in of different demographics asking for this thing. You get what I'm saying? So with that being said, that is what kind of like helped me like mold to an extent, is because like the customer kind of told me, you feel me, like we want pants. You feel me?
Right.
So what I decided to do was with my own creativity, you feel me, take the demand of what was constantly being told to me and feed it. You feel me? So me being able to feed that demand was what kind of helped me open up doors like a little bit faster. You feel me? Because I had a demand for it. Once I fed the demand, I had people like buying. You feel me? So it was something where in the very beginning I saw a potential, because as soon as I was making it, I was selling it. You get what I'm saying? And, I was starting off selling it for like $100, 150. You get what I'm saying? Just trying to see if it'll sell. You get what I'm saying? But then once you start having that data that is going, you start feeding it more. I think I answered the question, but yeah, that was it.
You did. No, you definitely did. Once you definitely listening to the consumer and listening to those who are buying in this industry is
Mm-hmm.
probably the most important thing. I mean, if you don't listen, you probably won't sell. I mean, there's gonna be a certain demographic of people who buy and still buy from you if you're not listening to that popular demographic, but just listening to your viewers,
Yeah.
listening to people
And
who are
one thing,
buying.
nothing like this. One thing about my brand as well is that I have a multitude of, I have certain things that I create that are one of ones. You feel
Yeah.
me? And I have certain things that I create that I mass produce. So with that being said, it allowed me to always, you learn from the best, like Supreme. You learn like Supreme. One of the reasons they win is exclusivity. A lot of these brands went from exclusivity. You get what I'm saying? Now you also have the things that are, the wholesale, ready to wear, etc. But it's like because I have a brand that, because I'm legit sewing everything myself. You
Yeah.
feel me? It allows me to meet both target audiences. The ones that could pay, for the one of ones, the hot couture, you feel me, items, and the ones that are buying, my stacked jeans, blanket pants, or stuff that I'm making that's quick or whatever, that I can mass produce or I can remake in a different way or whatever. Versus so yeah, that's something that allowed me to kind of stay in a good area of being flexible, you feel me, and being able to, create what I like when I like it.
Yeah, having that like exclusive part of your brand,
Mm-hmm.
that one of one, and then having the mass production of that everybody can get definitely keeps you in that good middle ground of
Yeah.
like, I'm very exclusive, but I'm also very trendy. So fine with me. And then let's see, last question that I got for you. If you could give any advice to any young Black men starting creating, what would it be?
Any advice is, I feel like I would say like there is a lot of, I feel like stigma and certain things that are put on Black men. Let's say like even sewing. You feel me? Like you don't really see a lot of Black men sewing. You get what I'm saying? So with that being said, there are certain people that will look at that and be like, oh, why are you sewing clothes? That's feminine, or whatever the case, you know. So with that being said, you just have to have a certain level of like, I don't care what y'all think. You get what I'm saying? Like, if this is something that I'm passionate about, like, I don't care if my mama tell me no, my daddy tell me no. I don't care if, you feel me, like the hood, the block, my friends, you feel me? If they tell me no, like, I have a vision that y'all don't see. You feel me? And it's something that, resonates in that person, that young man, you feel me, enough where, they're willing to sacrifice the the temporary pleasure for the long term, you feel me, greater goal, So that's just how I look at it. I'm playing the long game. You get what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, there are a lot of things that could have, like, deterred me and slowed me down. But at the end of the day, it's like, I know, like, if I can do this now with more consistency, more dedication, more patience, more networking, you get what I'm saying, more learning from my failures, then I have the ability to be bigger than my dreams. Cause like, there's certain things I didn't even expect to be. You feel me? I didn't expect to be making fits for the Grammys. You feel me? After like sewing for 2 years, you feel me? Like, Giuseppe campaign, I'm walking in the Phipps Plaza downtown Atlanta and seeing my picture in Giuseppe, you get what I'm saying, with Young Thug holding it, you get what I'm saying. So there are a lot of things that, like, I didn't expect, So it's just, just be open and willing to grow with it. And if it's something that you're passionate about, like, the universe is going to start aligning itself around you. You feel me? To help kind of guide you, So it's just like, just stay grounded and stay focused and want it more than you want to sleep, want it more than you want to eat. You feel me? And it's gonna come.
That's amazing. Now that's beautiful. And I think a lot of people will resonate with that message. Being true to yourself and grinding hard, something will align with you. Somebody is gonna dig what you like and point you out, and you're gonna see that. So I'm really enjoying our time together. It was really nice picking your brain today. Honestly, I'd love to see young Black men going up. Honestly, it's my favorite brand. My favorite brand is just seeing young Black people elevating. So it was really nice talking to you today, Trenton, and I will be speaking with you soon. Hopefully be seeing you soon. I'll see you at the next award show.
Come on, you're gonna be there.
See you at the next one. Okay.
For
All
sure. It
right.
was a pleasure. Thank you again. And I'll see you later.
All right. Bye.
Have a good night.